to help you better understand and appreciate your natural world. Brought to you from the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, funded entirely by sportsmen and women like you to provide better outdoor opportunities for all to enjoy today and tomorrow.
Hi everybody, welcome to Outdoor Oklahoma. The young people that you see behind me are participants in a relatively new program. It's called the Youth Hunter Education Challenge. Maybe some of you saw a TV show that we did a while back about the Youth Hunter Education Challenge. What is it? Well, it's basically kind of like the punt, pass, and kick contest that many of you are used to during the football games. Well, this is the same kind of system, but only for the shooting sports. The participants out here today get to do some skeet shooting that you're watching right now. They also get to shoot muzzleloaders and also 22 rifles, archery, and we also have a hunter education trail where the participants go through different scenarios on whether they can shoot or not shoot. It's a neat program, one that we hope to see expand here in Oklahoma over the coming years. We're going to learn a little bit more about the Youth Hunter Education Challenge a little later. You know, many of the kids that come out and participate in this program have not only done quite a bit of shooting, but they've also gone out and done some hunting. And what better way to get a kid started hunting than dove hunting? One of the participants out here today is named Matt Treese, and we went a while back with Matt and his father Mike Treese, and they were paired up with Alan Peoples and his son Jacob. The four of them went out for an exciting dove hunt. Let's go there now.
Eight, 10, there's almost a limit right there. That's more birds I've seen in a week.
You're gonna have to let them fly before you shoot them, boys.
Oh, let's get them. Oh, there's one. Look at that. Look at that. Coming right in. Here's your vest.
How are we gonna set up on these birds, Mike?
Well, we probably need the sun to their back so we're not shooting into the sun. I think them birds are going to come in from the north against the wind to light on that bare bank there. I think we'll get probably right at those broom weeds, or there's a little cut in there.
Yeah.
To make a natural blind, just set back in there. And another spot right over here.
Okay.
Try to get them going left to right.
All right. Wind's out of the south. They'll be coming in.
Yeah,
into the wind, so they'll be coming from the north.
Kind of southeast.
All right. Sounds like a deal.
Get along here along this bank.
Okay.
We'll have a little shade there.
All
Me and
right.
Matt will go over here and that by these broom weeds.
All right, we'll set up right here. We've already had a couple of good dove hunts this year, hadn't we?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully tonight will be a good one too. It's fun to get to go whether we see any doves or not, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mike talked like he saw about 200 doves here last night, so hopefully it didn't get too cold last night. There comes one right there, see him? He's gonna circle back around behind us.
Come here, Maggie. When we sit right here, Jacob and Alan are back over there and keep an eye on where they're at. Come here, Maggie. Come on up here. Atta girl.
He's just flying. He's not thirsty.
You're gonna have to watch your low-flying birds. Make sure you know where you're shooting. You've hunted quite a bit. I'm not too worried, but they're gonna come in fast and furious. You know what we saw when we drove up? Lots of birds here. It's gonna be a good hunt.
Mike, north of you, north of you.
A little far.
Be ready, buddy.
That's my fault. Kill him?
Got him.
Yeah, dead. Catch him up, bring him here. Good
Got
girl. Maggie, bring him here. Good girl. That's my Maggie. Yes. That's my Maggie. Oh, okay. You that close to it? Being full?
There's one coming, bud. Coming from the east.
Hey, come here.
Take him. Good shooting, buddy. Good shooting. Got 2 on the cubby ride.
Ah! Super done.
Good shot. Yeah.
Good.
There he is.
Good girl.
Good girl. Good girl.
Easy. Come on, fetch him up. Let's go. Fetch him up. Granddad used to hunt here when he was a little boy. And all these ponds, this was the only pond for miles around. And he said they just come in here by the hundreds. Because, you know, there wasn't many water holes back in the 40s and the 50s. They built this pond with horses and dug it out, and it was one of the few ponds, you know, for several, well, I guess in this section. But, you know, you got one pond here in the 40s, and now you got 5 or 6 in the 90s. It narrows it down. Every dove in the country came here to water. So he saw some good shooting too.
I was beginning to wonder if we was going to find that one. Got your safety on?
Yeah.
Put your earplugs back in. Okay, here he is. Take him. Good shot, buddy. Good shot. Go get him.
Maggie, fetch it up. Come on. Give. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Good shot, bud.
Yeah, maybe if we spread out, we kind of catch some of those coming the other.
If we get somebody over there on that bank, they can see those birds coming from the west.
Yeah.
No, they don't go.
There's been a field planted up there on the hill that they airflowed that seed on. I think there's a lot of oats and stuff on top of the ground yet. Let me hold your gun while you get down that bank. Got it? Yeah. Okay. Whoa, that's slick.
Jake?
What?
See where imagine a line going right down through the middle of the pond, going this way, east and west?
I don't know, they're out feeding. Here comes.
Don't shoot them if they're to the right of that line. You always got to know where your other people are. One thing about it, if we drop them in the water, we got Maggie to get them out of there for us.
It ought to be picking up. It's 20 to 6. When I've seen all them birds yesterday, it was 6:30 to 7:45. I mean, just anywhere you wanted to look, there was doves moving. So it ought to be picking up here for too long. I think Maggie's ready for another bird.
That's kind of far, Dad.
Yeah, that's kind of far. That ruined my average right there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Flying with him.
There's a whole pack of them. Can I go some more? I'm going back.
Okay, go back and sit down. Here it comes, here it comes. Sit down, sit down. Take him.
Here's a whole bunch. Oh, look at that sucker twist. Oh man. That's too fast for an old man. You see that sucker twisted? Matthew, from the north. Ah!
Spot him.
I'm out of shells. Oh! In. Hey boy! Good shot!
Get him, bud, get him. Good shot. Let the dog get him. Let the dog get him.
Woo! Hitch him up! Good girl. Come on, fetch him up. You hot and tired? Give. Good girl. Nice shot. Good shot. Good clean shot. It's muddy and it's wet, but it's yours.
Shooting out there, buddy. Good shooting.
Well, that was hot, wasn't it?
Good hunt. Good hunt. A lot of birds.
Yeah.
A lot of birds. Good shooting, Matt. How many'd you get? 10? They could
how
get some
many?
good shooting too.
10.
Yeah.
Both boys shot real well. I was proud of them.
We had birds in the air coming from every direction, flying low.
Well, they was coming hard and fast when they finally came.
Good example of how you got to be safe when you're shooting like that.
Watch where everybody's at.
Yep. Got to make sure where everybody's at. Well, good hunt. This pond might be good for another night or two, you think?
I think we need to use it before the weather changes and
Yeah.
pushes these out.
Yeah.
We got a good migration in here. We might as well utilize it.
Well, we saw a lot of birds this evening. We got a lot of birds. It's going to take a while to clean
Yeah.
those birds,
Yeah.
you know what?
I don't think these boys know how many birds they've killed.
I don't know if they're for sure how to clean a bird.
Oh, I
Let's
bet
go
they're
teach 'em.
Bet they're going to learn.
Yeah.
See what they got in the cross.
Look,
Well, they're still
there comes
coming in.
two
Look
right
at
there.
that.
Boy,
That must be the two that I missed.
reach out there and grab one. Good hunt.
That's like the old days.
Yep.
Wasn't that an exciting dove hunt? You know, it was great to see these kids out here get to doing some shooting. It was great to see Alan and Mike taking their sons out, introducing them to the great sport of dove hunting. You know, one of the things that we always encourage, the Wildlife Department encourages people to do, is go out and get some good equipment for your beginning hunter. And as far as dove hunting, there's certain types of shotguns and shells and loads and so forth that is best for certain types of dove hunting. With some of that information, now let's hear from Craig Endicott.
The novice dove hunter or the first time hunters sometimes have a lot of questions about what's the best to use. So today we've set up a few tips here to help you select the best combination for your dove hunting. Of course, there's lots of different styles of guns on the market today. And whether you're shooting a semi-automatic, a pump, or a two-barrel gun like this over and under, the style of the gun isn't near as important as the load and the choke that you select for your particular type of hunting. And of course, that's one thing that makes picking one particular gun difficult, because there's lots of different ways to hunt doves. Hunting early season and late season, whether you're hunting them in feed fields, over water holes, or on roost, or whether you're the pass shooter. And the style of hunting that you select will determine the load and the choke that's best for you. Your choice of chokes is one of the most important factors in determining your wing shooting success. Now, if you're shooting a pump or a semi-automatic that has a single barrel on it, if it happens to have fixed chokes, you're going to need to pattern some different loads through it to see which one works best at the yardages you normally shoot your doves. Now, if your single barrel gun has a choke tube system, like this one here does, you'll be able to change choke tubes to regulate your patterns to fit your specific hunting needs. Now, if you're a two-barrel shooter, like the over and under we have here, you've got the best of both worlds. You've got the choke tube system where you can regulate one barrel for close range shots and another one for longer going away second shots or high incomers on the first shot. Now, as far as recommendations, If you're an early season dove hunter where you hunt on feed fields or water holes or on roost areas where the majority of doves are shot, it's going to be primarily close range shooting, and your improved cylinder is probably going to cover you for the majority of those needs. If you hunt later in the season or you hunt birds that are more wary because of hunter pressure, you may want to tighten up your chokes and go to a modified or an improved modified, which is between modified and full, for those longer shots. Now later on in the season, or on feed fields, or if you're a pass shooter, you'll probably want to go to a modified or a full. And if you have a 2-barrel gun, you'll want like a modified full combo. Equally important to your choice of choke is your selection of gauge and load that you're going to use. Now I'd recommend you stay with a 20, 16, or 12 gauge gun and a load from 7/8 of an ounce to 1 1/8 ounces with number 7.5s or 8s. If you'll stay within those guidelines, you'll have adequate pattern density and pellet energy to cleanly harvest doves. Additionally, you should try and stay in the 1,200 foot per second range, which would be similar to this 2.5 dram equivalent 7/8 ounce 20 gauge load, a 2.5 dram equivalent 1 ounce 20 gauge load, also a 2.5 dram equivalent 1 ounce 16 gauge load, or a 3 or 3.25 dram equivalent in a 1 ounce or 1 1/8 ounce 12 gauge load. Now you can find these loads in most sporting goods stores under the less expensive dove and quail or small game loads. Now if you're willing to pay about $1 more per box, you can have the highest quality loads on the market. The ammunition manufacturers manufacture these target loads, and they use their best components in these target loads. So if you're looking to get the edge on your hunting buddies and the doves, select these target loads. They'll be the most efficient loads on the market. When it comes right down to it, pick the combination of gun, choke, and load that you have the most confidence in, and your wing shooting success will reflect it.
Well, thanks a lot, Craig. You know, that's some great information about the proper guns and loads that you need to have for going out dove hunting. And you know, dove hunting is something that we have a lot of opportunity here in Oklahoma. Of course, on private land, it's not very difficult to get access to go dove hunting, but we also have about 1.5 million acres of wildlife management areas throughout the state of Oklahoma, and many of those areas have some pretty good dove hunting spots on them. We're, of course, back here at the Youth Hunter Education Challenge. Just behind me is Matt Treese, who you saw from the dove hunt. He's competing in the Youth Hunter Education Challenge today. And speaking of this program, you know, a lot of people want to know more about how they can get involved in the regional Youth Hunter Education Challenge events. Of course, this is the championship. We're going to tell you more about how you can get participate in this program right after this next break for the Outdoor News Report. We are back here at the Youth Hunter Education Challenge, Oklahoma City Gun Club. You know, I mentioned earlier, if you want to know more about this particular organization, if you'll give Paul Conradi a call at the number listed at the bottom of the screen. Paul is the statewide coordinator for the Youth Hunter Education Challenge, and he can give you information about not only this particular event, which is the championship held each June in Oklahoma City, but also the regional events, which typically start around March or April or May and are held around the state, and then of course culminates in this, the championship here in Oklahoma City in June. You know, the participants at this particular event, the first, second, and third place finishers in the various classes are eligible to go to the National Youth Hunter Education Challenge, which this year is going to be in Pennsylvania. And many years it's also out at the National Rifle Association Center in Raton, New Mexico. So it's a neat event and one that we would like to certainly see grow here in Oklahoma. Hope you enjoyed today's program. It was a pleasure bringing it to you. Please join us here each and every week on Outdoor Oklahoma.